I'm going to show you how to do two things. One, to use a clipping mask, and two, to use the ruler to create precision. So the first thing we need to do is to create a new layer, and then find the scrolling marquee tool, and it's in these selection tools. We're going to use the rectangle for this one, and then I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag in an area like that. And then I'm going to use my paint bucket tool, and I'm going to paint it with white. So what I've done is I've just, and I'll do pixels for now. What I've done is just created a square on that layer. I'm going to go ahead and deselect it. The next thing that I need to do is to create a layer just above it. So I'll tap on the new layer icon. And then before I start to draw, what I'm going to do is tap on, there's this little square with an arrow underneath the eye on the right hand side in that toolbar. And when I tap on that, it clips to the layer below it. So everything that I draw in this layer is going to be constrained to whatever pixels are occupied in the layer below it. So if I switch to a black pencil at this point, I can quickly fill that area, right? Because it constrains it to that section. So that's a really slick way to be really precise and to be able to fill an area with something that looks like pencil pretty quickly. But the other point that I want to make is that you can use the ruler in the bottom right hand corner. So if you tap on that, the ruler comes up. And now what I'm going to do is just draw along the edge here, and I'm going to zoom in just so I can get my lines pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and drop down my pixel size just a little bit, go down to 7. And then depending on how dark I want it, I can make those lines thicker or thinner or closer together or farther apart. And then using the ruler, I can just drag it along here, and it keeps that same angle as long as I don't change it. So if I just use one finger and drag it, it's going to keep that same angle. And so I can just move it back and forth, move down just a little bit, draw. And because that clipping layer or the clipping mask is set, this layer clips it to the layer just below. All right? And so I can do a very precise amount of work in a short time and not have to worry about coloring outside of the lines. So once I'm done with one of these squares, I'm going to merge those layers together, and then I'll do another one and another one and another one. So that's the only drawback, is you have to keep track of your layers, and so it might be good to start grouping layers together. So for each one of these exercises, you might want to keep them on separate groups. There we go. So I've got that one done. I'm going to tap on the ruler just to turn it on and come out. So now what I can do is merge this layer down, the top layer. So if I tap on that, I can merge down. That becomes its own layer now. And then I can use the move tool and then figure out which of these it actually resembles the most, right? It's a little bit lighter. So I'll go ahead and click done. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on a new layer. Make a selection, fill that, and again, you want to make sure that you fill it with white, because that color is going to be there when you're drawing. So if you fill it with black, you're going to have to draw on top of black. Hopefully that helps.